Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning here in Amsterdam. It's the beginning of a new week. Don't you love the beginning of a new week? I love the beginning of a new day, because the beginning of a new day is like possibility, potential. I always often, you know, I'm in a good flow when I wake up in the morning. And I sit with myself and I just like, you know, just relax, and then I wake up, and I love that moment when I just wake up. And so much potential and so much possibility during the day to be my better self, or allow. I'm gonna talk about jealousy and how important jealousy has been, and how important that contrast has been to me. Because you know, like when I was really small, I came into this world, and you know, I was smacked into reality. And when I started to be aware of my surroundings, and you know, Johnny and Mary had a toy, and I wanted a toy, and my parents couldn't, or my mom couldn't afford that toy for me. It started. When ego started, jealousy started. It all kind of started at the same time, because I want what they have. I want what they have. And it's been very, very interesting to look at that. And what happens is there's this condition thing within me that happened over time where, you know, like, I excel at something, and then there's always someone that's better or different, which is so amazingly wonderful, and I celebrate all that today. But I see that, you know, deep down, there has been this relationship with jealousy. And even if you are aware of it or not, like for me, like when I would, you know, when I would go to school, and you know, my mom always put us in the best clothes that she could, you know, and she always said, set trends, not follow trends, you know what I mean? And that's always stay with me. But I was, you know, like, I was jealous and not even realize I was jealous. And so I would be angry maybe, and stressed and upset, and you know, I knew that I was different. And all that kind of thing was really interesting to recognize now, and to look back in hindsight. But you don't even really need to look back, and because things can arise in your experience that are jealous, like where you realize that you have jealousy, and that still comes. It comes, and it's just what I realize, what is reality, because I don't want that, but I allow that, like, and it gets easier. Or there's no, at the moment where I am right now, like, I'm not jealous of anybody. The feelings of that can arise sometimes when just momentarily, and before it takes any precedent, you say, or it takes any force in me, I let go. But I allow that feeling to be there and recognize where that comes from, you know, like the jealousy of, you know, when I was dancing in companies, you know, like in the beginning, I wanted to be number one. I wanted to be a number one. And when, you know, the other was number one, or got the part, you know, like I had these irrational feelings of like defeat or something like that. And they were more or less like defeat. So, you know, like they weren't opportunities to realize that they would inspire me. I felt inferior, you know what I mean? And I think we all are like that, because we're hypnotized to the fact that we are raised with comparison and competition. And that is an opportunity now, today, realizing that when jealousy, which is close cousins to envy, arises within oneself, there's a possibility to recognize this, and there's no need of comparison. You know, we are all so unique, and we all have our unique ways and our experiences. You know, even the moon can be jealous of the stars. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's just like, if we make light of it, and we allow it to arise in us, and with more curiosity, we can become dehypnotized, you know? I don't want to be hypnotized anymore. Do you want to be hypnotized anymore? There's no feelings of jealousy. I felt them from other people, and I don't, you know, people, it's amazing, you know. I've even been told that before. And it's kind of sad. It's part of, it's sad. It's sad, but it doesn't have to even go any deeper. It can stop where you are and realize that, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity to recognize that now today in my 52 years, that there is no competition. And feelings do arise because your conditioned self and your conditioned, and you've made agreement, social agreement with that, or an agreement with jealousy, or agreement with envy. And it can run the show if you're not aware. Like, that is the most beautiful thing today, to recognize that we can be aware and we can change the way we think about that. And when we change the way we think about that, it's just so gorgeous, you know? And jealousy is like had, you know? I mean, jealousy is had and let go because it's illusional. It is illusional. And even though we believe it and it can run us without not acknowledging it, it can run the show. And it makes you feel guilty also sometimes about being jealous. But all of these kind of emotions arise in you, and then the thoughts about those emotions arise in you. This is my perspective on that. And then you can let go of that. And there's a possibility of letting go, just choosing to let go of that. It's possible. It is so possible. And, you know, you never ever give anyone a reason to hate you. You know, because when people are evolved and within themselves and are aware, and there's a possibility to be aware of the hypnotism, the hate that is coming from other people, or the jealousy that comes from other people that you experience, is illusions. You know what I mean? And there's, you know, we can have compassion. I have compassion for that. I have compassion within myself to recognize that I am not number one, nor do I need to be number one. Nor I need, you know, and I talk about number one because that's part of the condition. It's the comparison, the competition. Because we're promised that when we're number one, we'll feel better. And when we're the most successful, we'll feel better. So all these materialistic things are related to jealousy, and these constructs in our head is just part of that. We are all so unique, and so we can celebrate that and we can recognize it, and there can be less of that. It's all over our planet, but the possibility can stop here with us. It can stop here with us. So that's what I want to share with you today, because I have feelings of that arise, or I have thoughts that arise that promote certain feelings. But I allow those things to pass, and I'm happier. I'm just a more happy person. And even happy people can bring jealousy. I don't know. It's kind of conditional and not right in the forefront of your mind. It's down deep in there. And it's learned. It's all learned, you know what I mean? So celebrate your uniqueness today and love each other, and just recognize that there is so much potential in the contrast that you've learned, I think, within the ego. So it's not bad, nothing's bad. Everything's potential, possibility. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you, and have a great day. Bye.